Michael Borky, are we on upset alert this weekend?
There's a few candidates for sure. Small to medium lines, a lot of, I say a lot. There's some favorites going on the road this weekend, but this is a great slate of college football. It's really compelling if you're not going to the two games in our state. If you're staying at home, you got a lot to watch. But there's a few, I think, candidates for upsets. Obviously, we've got the two games here, home favorites, but there's a few more as well. Which one is most likely to end in upset? Michigan is at Iowa. For what it's worth, I think they're an 11-point favorite in Iowa City. Kentucky at Ole Miss, Alabama at Arkansas, Texas 8-4 at Mississippi State, NC State and Clemson. Which game is most likely to end in upset? I'm going out of the SEC for mine.
Well, I know where you're going.
Well, first of all, upset by definition, we're talking point spread favorites, right?
That's right.
Because, I mean, if Kentucky beats Ole Miss, if Texas A&M beats Mississippi State, it's not really an upset, is it?
No. I mean, Kentucky's ranked, 7th in the country?
Yeah.
Okay. But in terms
by
of
Vegas definition,
point spread favorites as our definition of an upset.
That's right.
Well, in that case, to me, it's Kentucky Ole Miss. I feel like that's a slightly more – because it would be a bigger upset, obviously, but I feel like that's – if you said rank them, if you said state –
Tell me maroon is all that matters without saying maroon is all that matters.
You're the one who thinks that Oxford is down the road from Starkville.
Up the road. Geography.
Up the road.
It's up the road. Anyway, I said before the season started, I'm not changing. I said I thought Kentucky was going to beat Ole Miss. So that's my pick.
You ready for a very edgy hipster pick from me? I think Michigan's going to Iowa City and losing.
Ooh!
Well, it's going to be tough to lose 0 to -3.
I know, right? I mean, I was going to have to score points defensively.
They kind of came to life offensively a little bit last year. Didn't they score 27?
Well, 2 touchdowns were by their defense. But still, I mean,
to life.
Well, I mean, 27 minus 14. There's still 13 points that have to be scored by somebody.
Dude, Iowa's defense is legit, like big time legit.
Really good.
And Michigan has not been. You want to think Ole Miss hasn't been tested? Michigan has not been tested to this point, except for Maryland, and they struggled for a while. So their one kind of test was Maryland, and it didn't really look pretty. Iowa defensively is 10 times better than what Maryland presented Michigan, and on the road, I like the inept offense, the nepotism Hawkeyes, the nepotism-filled Hawkeyes. They're going to wave to the children, and they're going to turn around, and they're going to punish Michigan.
Punish. A lot of big words getting used here. All right, what's yours? Colonel, get after it. Tell me what it is.
Colonel.
Yeah. I got to be the maroon homer. Come on.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
No way. No way you believe that in your heart.
No
chance. If they had won, I could maybe get behind it. But
well, see, that's the thing. We've seen what Alabama is capable of this year. Alabama is capable of going on the road and laying an egg. You may not know this, but the differential in points Alabama scores at home versus on the road is significant. The differential between points that Alabama gives up at home versus on the road is significant.
The quality of opponent is significant too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can make your choice, which you did.
I did.
I'm just telling you, KJ Jefferson. I mean, they're gonna pull out a couple of former All-Pros that they picked up on the waiver wire to play in the back end of the defense to kind of. I mean, I want to do it, but I can't. NC State. I
thought that was where Borky was going to go.
Here's the thing. I don't think any of these games are going to finish an upset, which is never how it works. I mean, right there is one that's out there.
It's more likely that all 5 finish an upset than none of them do.
I worry about Clemson's running game, especially in a rainy, wet, sloppy game like this. I don't know if they'll be able to run the ball.
I mean, A&M, if we're talking upset, most likely here, it's A&M, but I don't think it's an upset if they win that game in Starkville. Sports Talk, Mississippi.